Is fish oil good for the brain? That is a phenomenal question. If you have been struggling with brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, short-term memory issues, mood stabilization, anything brain health related, then you may have wondered this very question. If that's you, then you are in the right place because I am here to answer that question in today's video, plus share with you a strategy for improving your brain health fast. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Shockley, Doctor of Cause, Chiropractic, board certified in sports medicine, and specialized in clinical nutrition. In this video, we're going to go over the number one biggest lie you've been told about brain health. It's one we've all heard and no longer have to believe. Then we'll cover the most common mistake you're unknowingly making because you're trusting the supplement companies. And finally, I'll be sharing with you the most effective way to regain your brain. You can start it today. Let's dive on in. What is the number one biggest lie that you've been told and no longer have to believe when it comes to brain health? That you can't change your brain. You know, it's only been in the last handful of years that research and scientists have figured out that, hey, by the way, we actually generate new brain cells. You know, it was thought for a long period of time that the brain you were born with and the cells that created the brain are the same brain cells that you die with. And that couldn't be further from the truth. We generate new brain cells on an ongoing basis. We also have the ability to repair the brain cells that we currently have. So your brain has plasticity, is the fancy word that is used in science. You have the ability to change it. And the cool thing is, you can do this even if all the way up until now, say 40, 50 years, you've been doing things that have been detrimental to your brain's health. Making shifts in lifestyle and how you're living life, how you're eating, sleeping, all these things that we know we need to do to be healthy anyway, have the ability to give you back brain power. You literally can regain your brain. And I'm going to be sharing those details with you towards the end of this video. So stick around for that. But the biggest thing you need to know is you can change your brain. If you don't like how your memory is working, if you don't like having brain fog and lack of focus and concentration, or maybe you're dealing with depression, anxiety, ADHD, you don't have to live life that way. You can change that. And it is so super cool and empowering to know that factor and to know that it's the lifestyle factors that really play into this and dictate what is the level of health of your brain. Now, before I get into the most common mistake you're unknowingly making because you're trusting the supplement industry, because we're supposed to, right? I want to take a moment to remind you to just click that subscribe button right down below, turn the notifications on, and give me a big thumbs up while you're down there too. I don't want you to miss out on a future episode. I have already created a number of episodes that help you know how to improve brain health, but also how to improve gut health and boost your immune system. Everything to help you take back control of your health so you can be unstoppable and achieve what I like to call total body mastery. So make sure you click that subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and give me a big thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. Now, what is this common mistake you're unknowingly making because you're trusting the supplement industry? It's not getting quality fish oil supplements if that's what you've already tried. Maybe you've been taking fish oils and you haven't noticed any change or benefit that was promised to you from the research that you've done on them. It's probably not because the fish oil is not what you need. It might be because you don't know the purity of the fish oil you're getting. You may not be getting the right dosing. It might not be something your body's being able to break down and absorb properly because either how it's been formulated, or maybe there's something going on with your digestive system and you're not being able to actually break it down and absorb it the way that you should be. The problem is, the FDA has approved the supplement industry, but it doesn't regulate it. And ultimately what that means is, have you ever looked at the shelves? Holy cow. There are so many different supplement manufacturers and companies out there. I can't even keep up with them. I have a select few that I use that I've personally vetted because I've looked at their manufacturing practices. I've looked at the type of testing that they do from the beginning to the end. And I know it's in therapeutic dosing and that I've actually tested it and know I get results with those particular manufacturers. So here's the thing. You don't need to know all the different companies out there as well. If you want to use the companies that I use, then you just go into the description down below here, click on it, scroll down to where it says resources, and you'll see the manufacturer that I use for my supplements. You can click on there and you can access anything. You can't find the supplements that I use in any of the stores because that company, the main guy, they only will deal with doctors firsthand. So that's Zymogen. You can go do research on them. This isn't about them. This isn't about you needing to get your supplements from me. I am going to show you what you need to know or share with you what you need to know so that you can make those decisions for whatever you have access to right away. Okay. Here's the thing. Supplements as a whole, I feel like the supplement industry kind of gets a bad rap at times, that supplements do in general, because we don't know what we're getting. We can't guarantee all of the time that what it says on the bottle is what's truly in the capsule or the, tablet or whatever the formulation is on the inside. And it's because it's not regulated. You see, different manufacturers go through different procedures. They get their raw goods from different sources. And then the question becomes, what are they actually testing, or are they testing? In fact, right now, latest that I know, it hasn't been passed. I might be wrong, but if one manufacturer rejects a raw good or a raw material because it doesn't meet their standards, if they reject it, that company can turn around and sell that raw good to somebody else. What's trying to be put in place is to make sure if any raw good is ever rejected by one particular manufacturing company, that it can't be turned around and sold to anybody else. You see, the companies that I use have very intense testing procedures that they do with all raw goods that come into their facility. They go into a quarantine and then they're tested, and they're third party independently tested to double check and confirm that, yes, this is exactly what this seller of the raw goods says it is. And then also, does it meet the standards that have been put in place by my manufacturer to know that it's of the quality and the purity that they expect it to be before they ever formulate any products from it. And then on the back end, before any products ever get distributed to us doctors, it goes through a whole other battery of tests, and it gets independently third-party tested again to confirm that what is in the capsule is exactly what it says on the bottle. It's the therapeutic doses. There's been no cross-contamination. It's got a proper shelf life and so on and so forth. But not every manufacturer does that. I mean, this manufacturer they built a brand new multi-million-dollar facility a few years ago down in Florida. It's intense, and not all the little guys are capable of doing that. So how can you rest assured that the fish oil you're using is of good quality? Well, guess what? There's a certification that you can look for that at least will give more assurance that the fish oil you're purchasing is of better quality. It's known as the IFOS certification, IFOS. It stands for International Fish Oil Standards. Now, in order for a fish oil to get IFOS certified, testing has to be done, and they're looking for the quality, the odor, the coloring, any contamination, you name it. And then the cool thing is all of this can be published. That's if the manufacturer pays an extra number of thousands of dollars in order for the details to be published. But even if it's not published and you can't have that complete transparency of here's exactly what we found in this particular batch of fish oils, if it is IFOS certified, you can feel a bit more comfortable than if it is not IFOS certified. So look for IFOS certified fish oils if you're going to go get fish oil from your natural health food store, or you can get it from me, or you can get it from another natural health care provider. That's what you want to look for. Now, I'm super curious. Did you know anything about this IFOS certification before I just mentioned it to you, or about these challenges within the supplement industry? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Drop them down in the comments below. Let me know what your feedback and your thoughts are. Thank you for engaging. That's awesome. Now, what is the most effective way for regaining your brain? It's all about your diet, guys. And there's a few different reasons for this. Every bite you take, you're either building your brain or you're breaking it down, is one way to think. And if you need to have this mental shift to help you, when you sit down and you get ready to eat, ask yourself the question, is this building my brain up, or is it going to decrease its capabilities? Okay. Or is it going to mess it up? However you need to phrase that. it's starting to create more awareness about what it is you're putting into your mouth, which sometimes is all we need in order to make, strides in the right direction. The reason why this is so incredibly important and why food is one of the number one variables is because one of the systems in the body that has the most influence over the level of health of the brain is your gut. And the reason being is because the gut and the brain are inseparable. There are more connections between the grain in the butt, not that. There are more connections between the brain and the gut than there are anywhere else in the body. And we know if the gut health is not at the level it should be, and it's allowing things into the bloodstream that shouldn't be there, which is known as leaky gut syndrome. If you've got leaky gut syndrome, you also have leaky brain syndrome. If you're eating foods that inflame and irritate the gut, you're also inflaming and irritating the brain. There is no way you can restore your brain function with as much fish oil as you want to take if you're eating a bad diet. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet. You can't out-supplement a bad lifestyle. But of all the lifestyle factors, this is one of the ones that is critically important. Exercise, sleep, stress management, cleaning up your environment, all those are incredibly important too, but this is one that probably is the biggest, most important variable that you can start improving right now. Now, the good news about this is you don't have to be perfect with your diet, but I would strive to eat the way that you need to for brain health, which is also eating for gut health 80 to 90% of the time. You see, Americans get this wrong. We do things right about 20 to 30% of the time, depending on who we are. And then the other time, we're doing all the stuff we shouldn't be. And sometimes it's unknowingly, because unfortunately in America, our Food and Drug Administration has not set things up for us to be really successful. Okay. That is a whole other topic for a different day. You can find information about that in my other videos, but they're not helping us out. They're not doing any favors. There's a reason why food in other countries is more what you want to go for. Their equivalent of the FDA does a far better job. It actually tastes better. Like people who travel abroad appreciate this tomato actually has real taste. How come our tomatoes here don't? But like I said, that's a topic for a different day. Okay. So how do you eat for brain health? Well, the thing that you want to start reducing dramatically is the amount of carbohydrates you're consuming from sugars, refined sugars, and grains. Yes, I said grains. Okay. Yes, there's some nutrient value to them, but we do not need to eat them every single day, all day long. That is wrong. They create inflammation. They turn the belly on fire. And when you get the belly on fire, the brain gets on fire. Your fruits will also do this if you eat fruit all day long. We were never meant to eat fruit all day long, all year long. Fruit only ever came into season one particular time of the year. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, maybe 2 times. When fruit came into season, we ate it then because normally after that is when fall would happen, winter would happen, food would become more scarce. Fruit helps you store fat, guys. While it's delicious, and yes, there are some amazing nutrients you can get from it, there's too many naturally occurring sugars. There's too many carbohydrates, and it creates more fat storage in the body. Okay? So sugar in any form, whether it's natural or it's been man-made, has the best ability to create inflammation in the body. When the gut is inflamed, it's like it's on fire. And as I just said, when the gut's on fire, the brain is also on fire. Your brain can't function very well if it's on fire. Okay? Refined grains and grains are on there because they're high glycemic index foods, which tells us about how fast does your body convert that food to sugar, or how high is it spiking blood sugar levels. That's why grains are on that list, because the body does that faster than what it even does with sugar itself, which is kind of crazy to even think about. So when carbohydrates are on your plate, they should be in the form of vegetables. Everything that grows above the ground, eat it all day long, every single day. These are some of the most important nutrients that we could be consuming. And try to eat the rainbow when it comes to your vegetables and your produce. Okay? Vegetables that grow beneath the ground, more sparingly, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Okay? Fruits, 1 serving a day. Healthy fats are incredibly important. We've been taught that fat makes us fat, and fat's bad for us. It clogs our arteries. It creates the, environment for strokes and heart attacks and all this stuff. Could not be further from the truth. Healthy fats are incredibly important for us. Your brain, depending on the site you source, is anywhere from 70 to 80% fat. If you are avoiding fat, you are robbing your body of the ability to even make new brain cells because it doesn't have the building blocks for you. Healthy fats are your coconut oil, your grass-fed butter, your avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. Don't cook with that one though. Doesn't have a high enough flash heat unless you're at like really low temperatures. Incredibly important for reducing inflammation, plus giving you the building block for your brain. And then when it comes to proteins, like every fourth bite should be from a clean protein source. Protein's incredibly important, and animals are not bad for us. I'm so tired of people saying that meat is bad for us. We're carnivores. We were meant to eat meat. What makes meat bad for us is what we do to those animals on their way to, being grown for meat. They're not supposed to be adulterated. They're not supposed to be injected with hormones or antibiotics. They're not supposed to be fed GMO foods or grains they're not supposed to consume. Eat meat and protein that comes from animals that have been raised the way that God intended them to be and have consumed what they're supposed to be and haven't been injected. And you will be fine. Now, if you're sitting there going like, holy cow, first of all, you're really passionate about this. Yes, I am, because you have the ability to take back control of your health. And I want you to know that, because we're living in a world where we're not being told the truth. We're being bombarded and being told like, this is just part of life. This is just part of getting older. You're going to be on medications for forever. It doesn't have to be that way. And even if something appears to run in your family, that does not mean your life, your future health outcome has to be the same as your family's. Take this information and run with it. And if you're sitting there going like, I also don't understand completely what this looks like, can you give me an example? Why, yes, I can. I'm so glad you asked. Go into the description again below this video. Click on it so it expands. Scroll down until you find the Eat Your Way to Better Brain Health meal plan. That is the best way I can show you what this looks like, okay? It has a meal plan in there if you choose to follow it. Otherwise, it's got all your recipes for what you find in that meal plan. They're easy to make. They don't have multiple ingredients, like huge amounts, and they don't take a lot of time to cook. Start incorporating this into your life. Start making those changes, guys. And when you make slow changes, it makes it easier to actually keep them. Oh, and then there's a grocery list in there for you for convenience sake too. But I promise you, if you adopt this for that week, if you eat the way that I show you to, in less than a week, I promise you, you will have more mental clarity. You will have more ability to focus and concentrate. You may even notice your memory capacity is better when you eat this way. And your mood stabilization is better. You're sleeping better. You have less aches and pains. Hey, you may have even lost a few extra of those unwanted pounds by the end of the week. This is what it looks like to eat healthy and to eat for brain health. And that is going to allow you, if you choose to add fish oils in, which it's one of my core nutrients that I recommend my patients. Do it with an IFOS certified company, and you will be able to get far more benefit now with the conjunction of changing your diet. I hope this was helpful and created some insight and made you open up your eyes and gave you some motivation to be able to take back control of your health. Can't wait to see you on a future episode. I'm always here. If you need anything, drop comments down below. I see all of those. I respond to all of them. So if you need me, that's where you can get a hold of me. Otherwise, I'll see you on a future episode. God bless.